the cool thing about Citizens and their business bank accounts is that they actually customize everything. Okay, they have different types of business bank accounts for different types of businesses. So in today's conversation, I want to walk you through the typology of business bank accounts and how to actually apply and get approved real quick. So here is a pick I really want you to have right now. So when we talk about Citizens business accounts, business checking accounts, you have three. You have Clearly Better business checking. You have a business advisor checking. And then you have Citizens analysis business checking. Let's first start with the Clearly Better business checking account. So if you think about, like, if you love Citizens and you want to establish a business relationship with them, this account is good for you. If you have, let's say you have low transactional volume and you're just looking for like a bare bones business checking accounts, this is good for you there, because there is no monthly, like no minimum monthly balance required, and there's no monthly maintenance fee. Okay, so you actually just remember though that Citizens is not a national player, right? So Citizens is geo restricted. So you have, like, your business must operate in the geography that Citizens covers. Okay, this is really important to remember that. And by the way, boss, welcome back to the show. It's really a pleasure to have you here, to have this convo with you about how to open a Citizens business account. And one thing I want to say here is that when we speak about this account, you have, of course, you benefit from more than 3,000 ATMs within the Citizens network. You have online and mobile banking. So what I'm trying to say here is that simply because this Clearly Better business checking account is like a bare bones checking account doesn't mean that it's just like very simplistic. No, it is simple, but not simplistic. This is kind of cool. You have overdraft protection, so you are able to take control of liquidity on your account. Okay, with Citizens business overdraft plans. This is kind of good, and basically this is a system whereby you have an overdraft line of credit and a no-fee savings overdraft transfers. And so if you want to open this kind of account, you just need to, you can actually open it online or offline, go to a nearest branch and have a convo with the rep there. Now, it really also helps if you already have a personal relationship with Citizens and you're trying to parlay that great relationship at the personal level into a business relationship. That works fantastically. Now let's talk about the second type of account that you will encounter if you want to establish a business relationship with Citizens. That's called the business advisor checking. Now this checking account is a tad higher in terms of the hierarchy, okay? Because here you have a business checking account that allows you to grow and grows with you. And that's what we love about this account, because of the scalability factor, okay? So basically you are able to have, like, if you want to avoid fees, you need to have less than or fewer than 500 check transactions. Okay, this account, you just have to have moderate, like low to moderate business transaction, cash inflows and cash outflows. Okay, and you can use it like right away. You can open it right away. What we love about this one is that Citizens will actually assign to you a business advisor. So this is the person who can actually talk to you about anything you have, anything that you need in terms of your relationship with Citizens. For example, do you need a business loan? Do you need like a business line of credit? Do you need a business credit card? So this advisor will be your main point of contact to sort of see the constellation of products and services that Citizens offers. By the way, boss, I want to quickly remind you of today's conversation. We're talking about how to open a Citizens business account. Okay, how to do it real quick. Now, when we think about this business advisor check-in, you have to, what we love is that you'll still have access to online and mobile banking, debit cards, you have overdraft protection, you have checks, and most importantly, there's something called relationship benefits. Okay, so relationship benefits are things you should go after if you want to open a Citizens business account and maintain a fruitful relationship with them. Citizens, after we have analyzed a lot of institutions in this country, Citizens is really, really easygoing. As long as you're kind of loyal to them, you've been with them for a while, they will be loyal to you when it comes to giving you credit cards, when it comes to giving you lines of credit, when it comes to giving you loans. They'll take care of you. Either you're looking for business loans or personal loans for that matter. Let me acquaint you with the third type of business checking account that you will actually open if you want to go with Citizens. It's called the Citizens Analysis Business Checking. So basically, what I want to say here is that, like if you thought the first two accounts were like sophisticated, this one is more sophisticated. This is for medium and large businesses that have complicated transactions. They have a high volume of transactional flows. If this happens to be you, even if you are a small business, you might want to go with the Citizens Analysis Business Checking. It costs a little more, like in terms of fees. You might pay $30 or $50, but it is really, 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 really worth it. I mean, if you think about the constellation of benefits, if you think about the features that are associated with this account versus what you're paying for it, it's just fantastic. There is no comparison whatsoever. So this account actually helps you in terms of cash management. So you are able to, you have a platform that allows you to manage your cash and in a way that is not only good in terms of liquidity, but also in terms of like having a year end, a great summary for tax purposes. Okay, so this is something we love a lot with Citizens. And one thing I want to say here is that in addition to all the benefits I mentioned, they also offer there are other ways that Citizens will help you through this Citizens Analysis Business Checking. And basically what they do is that they offer payroll services, they have merchant services, they help you manage cash flows, and they have easy deposit for you. So the thing is, by the way, easy deposit, when you have that, you are able to make deposits electronically. So you simply scan checks and upload them. Okay. In terms of managing cash flow, you can actually you have access to a comprehensive set of solutions that Citizens has actually developed over the years to sort of beef up its cash flow management service. They also offer merchant services. So here you are increasing your sales by accepting credit and debit cards. And also you have payroll services. So you are basically making payroll like a breeze because you are paying employees very simply and very quickly too. So the bottom line here is that having this account, the Citizens Analysis Business Checking, is just very fruitful. I mean, from many perspectives. Okay. Now, I want to say one thing, that when we talk about business checking at Citizens, there are a lot of things some people get confused about the ins and outs, what they really need to have. Okay. Now, if you want to open a business checking account, whether it is a Clearly Better business checking or a business advisor or a Citizens Analysis business checking, you have to actually ask yourself whether you are an existing customer or a new one. If you're an existing customer, just go online and just log into your account, and you will see links that say open a business checking account or open a savings account, opens a personal account, or just have a loan. So you have many possibilities there. So just log into your account. If you are an existing customer, if you're not an existing customer, you have to preferably go to a branch. Go to a branch, bring all your paperwork, and basically see what Citizens has available for you. Okay. And the thing here is that in order to determine which business checking account best suits your needs, it's better just to, because Citizens has on their website, they have a comparison page that allows you to see what really works for you based on your needs, okay, and goals, by the way. So if that tool is more like a little too complicated for you, you can just you can pick up the phone and speak to a business banking specialist. They are available Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. through 7 p.m. Eastern, and Saturdays, 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern. So just call 1-800-4BUSINESS. Okay. You can also go to a branch and have a conversation there also. Okay. You can speak to a dedicated business banking specialist who will answer all questions that you have. Or you can also open a business checking account at your business. Okay. You can set up an appointment to have a business banking specialist from Citizens come to your business and review the best products for your needs. Okay. Again, for this, you want to call 1-800-4BUSINESS. By the way, boss, I want to quickly remind you of today's topic. We're having a convo about how to open a citizen's banking account or a citizen's business account. And it's important to understand that to open a business account, you will need to have there's an entire checklist that we have actually covered on other shows. Maybe we'll cover, yeah, maybe we'll cover in this show too. But you want to have things like your articles of incorporation, articles of organization, and so on and so forth. Okay, and you can actually like as soon as you're approved, you can start using online banking ASAP. All right, let's go. Let's quickly go through the requirements. Okay, when it comes to opening a business account at yeah. So number one, so at Citizens, I mean, so number one, let's say you are a sole proprietor. If you're a sole proprietor, you need to have an unexpired government issued a photo ID, primary ID. That could be a valid driver's license, state issued identification card or passport, and they want you to have also your social security number. Okay, and you might want to have also your EIN. So EIN is you get this from the IRS. You need to show your assumed name, certificate of fictitious name. Okay, so DBA, for instance, that's for a sole proprietor. What about a general partnership? Well, materials needed to open accounts at Citizens include an unexpired government-issued photo ID, primary ID, for each general partner. For example, valid driver's license, state-issued identification card or passport. They also want you to have an EIN, so this is a number you get from the IRS if you don't have it yet. They want you to show, for instance, the partnership agreements. Okay, for example, a legal agreement that explicitly details the relationship between the business partners and their individual obligations and contributions to the partnerships and to the partnership. One thing I want to say here is that it has to be not only in writing, but it has to be explicit. It has to be explicitly said. Okay, and also one thing I want you to really pay attention to is when citizens ask you government issued business licenses. Okay. So this can be an assumed name certificate or fictitious name certificate if applicable. And you want to make sure you have all the documents, like legal documents that surround this sort of name changes. Okay, because if the letter really wants you to show those things, I mean, I'm not saying that they will take those things and just run away with it. No, they'll get actually will get them back to you, but they just need to take photocopies of whatever you submitted before granting you a loan. Because if they get audited and they realize they don't have some kind of documentation to back up the loan, they could be in trouble real fast. So now let's talk about limited partnership. So if you want to open an account at Citizens, a business account for a limited partnership, you need an unexpired government issued photo ID. So primarily, like it has to be the primary ID for each general partner. This could be a valid driver's license, for example. It could be a state issued identification, and it can be a passport. Okay, and Citizens want to have your EIN. They want you to have your registered certificate of limited partnership. They want to have your partnership agreement. Okay, they want to have your assumed name, TBA. They want to have any beneficial owner who owns 25% or more of the business, and the significant controller, an individual with significant responsibility for managing the business. Okay, what about ALC? LLC, if you are LLC, then Citizens want you to have an unexpired government issued ID. Okay, that's a photo ID, and your social security number, your employer identification number, your EIN, your assumed name certificate or fictitious name certificate. You got to think about operating agreement, listing the names of members and the manager, the banking resolution. So here you are insisting how the issues should be solved. Okay. And so this is really important. So the bottom line here is what? The bottom line here is you want to be in a situation where You have all the cards, on your deck, so you are clear about what to do. If you ever walk into a citizen's branch, you know exactly what kind of questions they will ask you. You just need to make sure you have the right solution, it has to be the right solution. So once you have that, you are good to go. You will probably be approved. One thing I also need to say here is that when we talk about having a citizen's business account, I think I want to hark back to what I said about geography. Okay, so make sure that you understand, because geography is playing a role, and geography will actually make you get closer to a lender. So besides limited partnership, you also have limited liability company, LLC. The thing about LLC here is that you need to constantly change. You need to constantly change your requirements. You need to constantly change whatever you have, okay? And because LLCs are the most popular, but also most demanding type of business funding, really. What about limited liability partnership, ALP? Okay, this here, they want you to have an unexpired government photo ID. You want to have a registration of ALP. You want to show a limited liability partnership agreement, so including the names and the names of the partners, and I think what will be very helpful is when you're ready to apply for this business bank account, just send us an email. Our email is in the About Us section. Send us an email. We'll certainly get back to you in terms of the best business bank account for you, based on your state of location, like the state you're actually targeting, and some kind of delicacies. It's important to manage this on a long-term basis. Okay, very important. Also, I want you to think about, like, if you were a limited liability partnership, you obviously you got to have the agreement, you got to have registration of your LP, you got to have any beneficial owner who has let's say 25% or more of the business, and becomes the significant handholder. Okay, I want to also talk about corporation. If you are a corporation, you have to make sure that you are comfortable with all the documentation that Citizens is asking. They want to have an unexpired photo ID, they want to have registered articles of incorporation. They want to have banking resolution, or smaller increments. Okay, smaller documents. One thing I also need to, you need to have your assumed name certificate. This sometimes is called a fictitious name certificate. Okay, and if applicable though. Okay, now any beneficial owner who owns 25% or more of your business must actually combine or control things here. Okay, and in terms of the LP, you'll have, when we talk about EIN for the LP, we're speaking about EIN for the organization, not the founders. Okay, so the founders cannot use the EIN in their wee hours of the day or on the weekends and trying to really charge this to the company, okay, or to charge you. So bottom line here is to make sure that if you want to avoid all these things, go to a Citizens branch and have a convo there. Thank you so much for your attention. I really appreciate it. In today's conversation, I was just talking to you about how to open a Citizens business account. So we have 3 types of accounts: Clearly Better business checking, Business Advisors checking, and Citizens Analysis business checking. Thank you. Thank you. God bless you. I'll see you next time. But until then, remember, stay marvelous.